And we are live. So, a warm welcome to each and everyone. And thank you so much for joining us today in our Wednesday Let Us Talk It Zipiners. And this is this webinar is a free knowledge sharing platform which is empowered by Cogent Integrated Business Solutions. And they are an IT company based in Detroit, Michigan, and they believe in knowledge sharing should be free. And also, they initiated this platform in order to give back to the community through free knowledge sharing platform. And we do this one regularly every Wednesday. And we actually invite two guest speakers. And like the past Wednesday, we mentioned that we'll be bringing you two new topics with two new guest speakers. Well, apparently they have returned from our past webinars and we'll be bringing you great value again today. And they are here with us, which we will introduce them to you in a few moments. Definitely. All right, let me just share some few things. All right, you can see my screen. So about Let Us Talk It, we are a not-for-profit collaboration initiative. We do startup acceleration program, and this Wednesday, Zipinar knowledge sharing webinars. We had youth webinars as well to encourage our young um, rising public speakers, and we do workshops as well for them for public speaking. So stay tuned. Follow our social media accounts to definitely know about these events. And then if you have your aspiring young public speakers, we can do workshops for them. And the associated brands of Cogent are committed to strengthening and empowering small and medium-sized businesses through a comprehensive network of support. We have Cogent, Let Us Talk It, Michigan Business Connect, Tech Social, Social, Strictly Unofficial, Fully Social, and Community Investment Group. And also, there is another ecosystem that the Let Us Talk It and Cogent is attached with, to, which is the food ecosystem, which comprises of Food Body, Indian Express, the Indian Express Food Cart, Vegorama, O Grizzlies, Quickly, and Beacon Delights. And different brands associated as well are Panorama, Travelorama, Realorama, IT Serve Alliance, and University of Silicon Andhra. And if you like the informations that you get from this webinars and seminars and workshops that we do for you in our Let Us Talk page, please help us spread the word, like and subscribe on the social media channels for you to get updates. And with that, as mentioned earlier, I am going to share with you the first topic that we have today is making a living or making a life. So this talk is about leading a life of purpose and meaning, even and also even show ways to do that. And our guest speaker is a limitless abundance coach and also a speaker and a corporate trainer and facilitator. She's a trained yoga teacher and yoga therapist and helps people bring yogic lifestyle into their lives. And without further ado, actually, we have here Anju Todi to talk about making a living or making a life.
Thank you so much, John. Hello, everyone. And it's a pleasure to be here, returning back for the second time. And the topic today is basically, are we just living, in the sense surviving, or are we actually thriving? That is, feeling fulfilled, joyful, purposeful in our lives. So I'll take you through a small presentation where we will talk about passion, purpose, fulfillment, all these things. So let's get started. Let me share my screen with you. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Perfect. Thank you. So now we all have come into the world. So for sure, we are all breathing. For sure, we are all living. But are we living with joy? Are we living with a sense of meaning in our life? Are we living with some fulfillment in our lives? Is the question to be asked. So, are we making a living or are we truly living a life? So, how we can find our purpose and live a life of fulfillment? So, if your life doesn't have any purpose or meaning, then you're merely surviving. And the reason for being is also called ikigai. Ikigai has become a very famous term. You hear people talking about passion, purpose. In fact, there must have been someone in your life who asked you, what is your purpose in life? And then you sometimes feel blank. You're like, what is my purpose in life? And I can resonate with you because we are, all have been through that. So how to find our purpose? And that ikigai became a famous word after the book with the same name came out and everybody started talking about it, which in Bhagavad Gita, it says the purpose of life is a life of purpose. It's also called dharma or our eternal purpose. In Buddhism, it's called dhamma. In Japanese, it's called ikigai. The meaning remains the same, the reason of being. What is the reason that we exist? What is the reason of our being? You can call it ikigai, dharma, or dhamma. So we all think that we have come into this world and the whole sole purpose is that earning our daily bread to feed our family, to lead a life and keep earning, keep cooking for our children or bring them up, meet our friends, do some socializing, and then finally one day we bid adieu to this world. So, is that the reason that we exist in this world? Is that the reason we took birth? Is the question that we must ask for ourselves. So, is there something beyond that? Was there a reason we were created into this world? And was there some other purpose which was bigger than the purpose that we are leading in our lives? Because otherwise, every morning that we wake up, we normally, just get ready, take breakfast, go to the office, or if we are homemakers, get busy with our homely needs, homely whatever responsibilities, and then we are done with the day and back again. So it's like, same life we lead on a repetition mode without even sitting back and analyzing as to is this all that there is, or there is something beyond that. So now there are many ways of finding your passion or purpose. So we will first begin with the most, famous one, which is Ikigai that we spoke about. So what is Ikigai? We already spoke that Ikigai is the reason of your being. Now, it's not as simple. How can we find what is our Ikigai? So let's begin with something that you love. So there is something that you love doing day in and day out. You don't even if someone doesn't pay you for that, you would still do it. You never get tired of doing something that you love. Now, if you are also good at that, you love doing it and you are also good at it, it's called your passion. If whatever you are good at, people are willing to pay you for that, then it can be your profession. It becomes your profession. If people are willing to pay you something for a service or good that you're rendering, and that's also something that world needs currently, in the current scenario of the world requires it, then it's called vocation. And then whatever the world needs, and also something that you love, then that becomes your mission. You must have heard a lot of mission statements in this world. Every company has its vision, mission. Even I have a mission. My mission is not only to unravel my own limitlessness, but also help people like you unravel their own limitlessness. Because I believe that every one of us, in spite of whatever circumstances that we have been born in, whatever background we have been born in, with whatever abilities we have born in, looks, sex, gender, nationality, we are all limitless. And but we just don't become aware of that. So my mission is to help people bring that limitlessness out where you can be, do, and have anything that you want. And when all the four merge together, that is what you love and is what also the world needs, and you are also good at it, and they are willing to pay you for it. When all the four unite, that becomes your ikigai, your reason for being. And that also brings you a lot of joy and fulfillment into your life. So now, when you evolve in your passion so much that you develop an expertise in it so that you can serve others through it, it becomes dharma. And so you can say that passion plus contribution, because passion is never complete if you are not contributing to others. In the six human needs, contribution is at the topmost rung. There are six human needs that we all have. The basics are always there, the need for love and connection, the need for probably importance or significance, there is need for growth, there is a need for food, shelter. But the biggest need that any human being has is a need to contribute to others. That is a need that brings in a lot of fulfillment into our lives. So now, if passion merges with contribution, where you are doing something for others, and then you also have an expertise in it, it is also something that you are very, very good at, then that becomes your dharma. That becomes your ikigai, right? So passion plus contribution and plus your expertise in it, that is your dharma. So now, how do we begin? How do we find? You might be thinking that, okay, Anshu, that's all right, what you're talking about. But I probably am a professional. I go to the job and I work for others. I don't have time to think about it. Or maybe I have a business that is running fine. Every morning I just wake up because it's giving me money. And I am getting the money to, lead a good life. Or maybe, I don't have time to even think about whatever you're talking about. So how do I know what is my passion? How do I know what is my purpose? So we can always begin with curiosity. Curiosity is the first point where anything that draws us towards it, anything that we love, anything that we like, we always begin with curiosity. So if you like something, for example, you are deep into, say, spirituality, and you find something new in spirituality, the first thing that you begin with is curiosity. You want to find out more about it. You always have questions in your heart. Why this? When this? Who are involved? So begin with curiosity and try to find out more and more and more into that, and jot down the topics that you're most interested in. I would give you example. So when you were young, you would have been really, really curious about certain things. You would have probably been a child who would open up all the toys. You would be an engineer, a child with an engineering brain. You would open up all the wires, all the parts of the toy and break it up because you were always interested in seeing how it was made, and you would want to reassemble it once again. Or you were someone who would use their brain a lot and do some mental work. So maybe you are playing chess, maybe you like solving puzzles, or you were a person who used to love running out of the house and playing outdoor games, or painting, singing, dancing, or a public speaker. As soon as your parents will tell you that, hey, uncle has come, why don't you, sing a poem? You will be, looking at that opportunity and you will get started without being shy, without, fear of being judged, and you would love that audience. Till the time you get an audience, you love speaking to them. So I'm sure you would have had your fair share of things that you were really interested in, that you had a strength for, and you were curious about finding more and more and more. And probably if that's the topic of interest, that's there, you love talking to people about it. If you can find a friend who shares the similar interest, You can go on and on and on and on that topic, and it never bores you. So jot down all the topics that you're most interested in. So some such things that never ever tire you, that you can go on watching, researching, reading, doing, talking about, living that, breathing that. I remember when they used to be like World Cups, cricket World Cups, they used to be ads, eat cricket, drink cricket. So the same way, you just eat that, drink that, sleep that. If you have any such things in your life, just jot down all those kind of things. And if you say that, okay, I can think of some such things, but probably, it's not something that I can take further in my life as a ikigai. Maybe the world does not need it, or maybe, they would not be willing to pay for it. So sometimes you find your purpose in pain, not in pleasure. We spoke about pleasure, but sometimes it's not only the pleasure, it's also pain, and not only always yours. It can be the pain of others that you have seen. So you might have seen cancer survivors writing books of how they cured themselves, or opening up NGOs, helping cancer patients, or you might have seen so many different kinds of charitable institutions and movements that have been there. The different movements started because people felt the pain of others, and or they went through their own pain and they wanted to ease it out for others, so that whatever they went through, the others do not go through the same thing. It becomes a little easier for the others. So do you have any such pain that you have gone through in your life? Or if not you, have some of your closed ones, or someone that have gone through that, and you have really felt moved by that pain, and you felt that, I wish I could have done something about this, then that might be your starting point to find your ikigai. So now, is there a cause, a pain that you feel strongly about, that you feel like doing something to eradicate it? Think about it. And again, go deep completely back to your childhood, and think all the while from the childhood till now, what were the things that have moved you, that have really made you sit, pause, ponder over it, and maybe feel a kind of pain in your heart and a regret in your heart that you wish you could have done something about it, and just jot down those things and go deep into that. Uh, I think you cannot see the screen. One moment. Yeah. So the most of the inventions in the world happen to solve a problem or ease a certain pain or suffering, not out of passion, but out of compassion. So first of all, the first invention that was there, the wheel, there was so much of problem at that time commuting from one place to the other. Most of the time people used to walk on barefoot, or they used to go on horse or camels. But there was so much of a problem going to faraway places. It would take days, months together to reach a certain place. So someone felt that pain so deeply that the wheel was invented. The same way, there were so many discoveries and inventions that happened, not because it was a passion, but and not because it was a personal pain, but because of feeling that compassion towards others and trying to reduce that suffering or pain out of compassion. So think about it. Think about on this angle as to, what are the things that you feel compassionate about, that truly brings out that soft corner in your heart. One moment. Okay, there is a problem with this window. So once you identify your passion or pain, then it's time to become skilled at it. Because of course, you cannot help others. You feel the pain a lot, or you have found your passion, what you love doing, what you are expert at. Now, once you have identified that this is the passion or this is the pain, then now it is time to become skilled at it, because we need to develop expertise at that particular thing and try to gain as much as we can constantly. Learning is a constant process. So now invest on yourself and learn the skills associated with that particular ikigai, with that particular dharma or purpose with which you want to serve the world. And constantly investing in yourself and learning about it and becoming more and more and more expert at it will help you serve others in a much better way, in the most fruitful way, bringing out your best and bringing out the best in others. And one last thing is, if you still do not know your passion or pain, then just start at something as simple as, if you are a professional, you must be having an expertise right now. There are certain skills that you are an expert at. Jot down those things. What are you expertise? What is your expertise at? What are you expert at? And jotting down those things. If you are a homemaker, if you are, not even working, but at home you are an expert, say, at cooking, or you have brought up your children very well, and you feel that you have been either a good father or a good mother, and that is something that you can share with others, because there are a lot of parents who are struggling in the world, then maybe that is the place to begin with. So now research more and more and more on that particular aspect, and bring that expertise and make it even better and better and better, and get started at that level, at that position, wherever you are at. And I'm sure you will slowly find your ikigai, where people are willing to pay you for it. You are good at it. You love what you're doing, and the world also needs it. So you can serve the world with that passion or that compassion. So, with that, I stop my sharing, and I welcome if there are any questions, or if you are about to, Phil John, if you are taking the questions towards the end, then we are good to go.
All right, Anshu, thank you so much for that one. That was really inspiring and very thought up uh, informations or like presentation that you have shared to us. Very valuable, and it really speaks about making life. And are there like references or like articles you could share to everyone in relation to this if they were to uh, like search for the purpose and all that?
Immediately, I don't have any articles handy with me, but probably I can share them with you. You can put it in the description of this YouTube video, and the audience can come back to the description and they can just check it out.
I see. Okay, okay, for sure.
But it's mostly the self work, which I talked about, a lot of journaling and a lot of introspection. Every morning, if everyone can give at least minimum 30 minutes to themselves,
Mhm.
as soon as you wake up, as soon as you are freshened up, just sit down with yourself in isolation where no one can disturb you. And, then just be in silence and just introspect on, what exactly do you want, who do you want to be, how do you want to serve others, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, and after you have, and whether what does the world require right now. So if you can just do some meditation along with some journaling, it's basically all self work. And then do some research about it. Whatever topics you come up with, do some research about it, whether the world requires it right now, is there demand for it.
Mhm. I see, I understand. All right, that's really wonderful. Thank you so much for that one, Anjo. And I do not see any questions so far. And I checked on live. There are no questions just yet. So for those who have their inputs, their opinions or questions, or if you have missed this live video, you can rewatch YouTube in our channel, so you can actually check the wonderful topic that was shared by Anshu. And then if you have questions you come up in mind, you can send her a message on LinkedIn. You can connect with her offline. And well, where else can they connect with you, Anshu, if they were to
I am
inquire?
available on all social media platforms with my name Anshu Todi. I'm there on YouTube. My channel is YouTube on YouTube is also Anshu Todi, and also on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. Everywhere they can find me with the same name. They can DM me or they can write an email to me anshu@anshutodi.com. So I do corporate facilitations and trainings, and I also do speaking. So they can contact me at anshu@anshutodi.com or they can DM me.
Okay, that's fantastic. Anything upcoming in your events, Anshu?
Nothing right now.
Nothing. Okay, no problem. So there you go. You get the contact details. So feel free to interact with Anshu if you wish to do that offline or on a later part after you have rewatched the recorded session. And yes, Anshu, thank you so much for this wonderful presentation. And we can now
Thank you,
move to
Tiljan.
the next topic. All right. Okay. So the next topic that we have today is B2D. So birth to death and all in between. So this topic encapsulates the entire journey of life, highlighting the experiences, milestones, and events from birth to death. And this also will give us a powerful reminder of our shared human experience where we labor to enter this world and eventually labor to leave it. And to give us this presentation is a a veteran for 38 years in conflict situations, including UN assignments and Mozambique and Rwanda, and also a master corporate trainer and coach in human behavioral sciences, emotional intelligence, NLP, and sound healing. And here with us will impart his wisdom and give back to the society and will impart training at high levels to nearly 12,000 persons so far, and none other than General Roger Sahay, and will share to us the topic B2D, birth to death, and all in between. You can take over, sir.
Thanks a lot, Phil John. Hi, everyone. To my delight, I'm speaking from the city which has the one of the wonders of the world, that is the Taj Mahal. In fact, I'm sitting in the hotel. I had a training schedule today. I have finished my training schedule in the evening by 7. And actually, I can see the Taj Mahal from the fourth floor of my room. So, can't be a more salubrious place as such. Um, See, I'm so sorry I don't have any presentation because I was slightly tied up in time. I had to conduct this nearly 60 bureaucrats of a state government, so I was busy with them. If anyone has any question, though I do not know am I competent enough to answer, but you can contact me on my LinkedIn and by the same name of Major General Rajesh Sahai. Right. So my topic is different because I have faced a hell of a lot of situations in my career uh, where death was maybe a few centimeters or a few feet or more. Why the bullet didn't hit me and why did it hit the person on my side is it's a question which even I can't answer. So having gone through such situations in life, post retirement, I thought it's high time I give back to the society some part of my wisdom, some part of mostly my failures, which I would, which I have learned a lot. I want to ask you one question to all of you. Whom do you love the most in your life? Who's that person whom you truly love? Your dad, your mom, your sister, your brother, your uncles, your aunts, your husbands, your kids, your wives, or maybe the love of your life, depending what is your marital status, or boyfriend or a girlfriend? Whom do you love the most? Ask yourself the question. So I'm trying to trigger a response in your mind. Oh yeah, I love my wife, I love my parents, I love my sister, at various degrees. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, you should only love yourself, because you are the person who will remain from birth to death. B2D. B is birth and D is death. No one is going to accompany you. You came alone, you went alone, and you'll go alone. We are all into a finite schedule of life. So it is you. It is you who you should love the most. If that is your answer, then what do you do to ensure that you love yourself the most? Right? What happens is, mostly in a life, we talk of the alphabets, we talk of B, we talk of D. But there's another alphabet in between, which is a C.
Sir, you lost audio?
But between, hello,
Yeah, we lost you a
but
little
between
there when
B
you
and
mentioned the
D,
C.
there is something known.
Yeah.
Yeah. So between B and D, there is an alphabet known as C. That is your choice. It is for you to live your life. How you want to live it. Listen, life is not infinite. It is finite. I am living in the last, probably, I'm not very sure, maybe in the last quarter of my life, if I manage to reach that. C is your choice how you live it. And there are three C's which I would like you to just contemplate upon. First, C is the choice, then the chance, and then the change. You must make the choice to take the chance if you want anything in life to change. But uh, take it from me, life is not simple, right? It has its spanners, it has its problems, it pushes you back. If I have to throw something, I will not throw it like this. I have to take it back and then throw it. So, this taking back are your failures, your mistakes, whatever you may say. And then it propels you to go ahead. Take a ball and try to throw it for a longer distance. You'll always go back and then throw it. Now, what the issue is, it is for you what type of life you want to lead. No one can, listen, guys, no one can tell you how to lead your life. It is only you who can tell yourself. Do you want to lead a life of purpose, or you want to be adrift? Choice is yours, baby. You want to lead a life of joy or joylessness? Choice is yours. Hope, despair, pride, shame, negativity, positivity, inspiration, defeatist attitude. Because all these things which are there in your mind is actually what shapes your destiny. I'll give you a small example. When I joined the army and I was undergoing a training, I broke my arm. I broke both the bones of this arm. And I was told that, friend, if you don't clear your physical requirements, because in army you need to be physically fit, after 6 months you will be thrown out. Go back to this life wherever you, or student life where you came back from. It was an option, but not my choice. I said, no, damn it. I will not go back. Despite both bones which were poking out of my arm, it was set. My own postmates, my friends got together and trained me day and night. That's the way the friends are so important in your life. Your friends are one who love you unconditionally. They got me on my feet and I cleared it. Then I served for 38 years of my life. Let me give you another example. I was hit by a dilapidating sort of a disease known as GBS, Guillain-Barré syndrome, where my complete body was paralyzed. The only thing in my body which moved was my eyeballs. My voice went, everything went. I was on ventilator for 26 days. I was in the hospital for 46 days. My wife is a doctor. I asked her only one question, only once. Will I get out of it? She said, it is all on you. Medicine is one thing, your mental framework is another. It is all on you. And believe you me, I'm not trying to praise my own collar, but on the 66th day, I was back on my bicycle and riding for 10 kilometers. It is on you. It is your choice. If I sat down and cried like a crybaby to say, my God, why it has happened to me, etc., etc., so on and so forth, nothing is going to come out of it. Because finally, you're going to go alone. So, what is the problem? The problem comes that all of us have three words, alphabets in our life: F, U, and D. It's normal. It's not abnormal. It is normal. F is our fears. U is our uncertainties in life. And D are doubts, mostly on yourself. It's okay. Have it. No one on the earth can say that I have no fears, no uncertainties, and no doubts. FUD. But what the issue is, how do you replace them? How you replace your fears, your uncertainties, and your doubts? Let's take an example. You're on a bike or you're in a car or whatever, and suddenly the oil pressure gauge lights up and shows that the oil pressure is low. What are you going to do? You take it to the service station, get it serviced, sit on your bike or your car, and off you go. That problem is sorted out, is resolved, is not thought of again. That is what life is all about. You have to take a choice. No one is going to make the choice for you, sweetheart. You have to take a choice. You know, let me give you a small example. You see a bird which sits on a twig of a tree or a small branch of a tree. Now, the bird is sitting on the twig, not having faith on the twig or the branch to break and the bird falling off. She has trust and faith in her wings that even if the branch breaks, I'll fly off. I'll give you an example. I would suggest you can Google it sometime. There's something known as the Rupert drop. Rupert drop. RUPERT drop. Basically, what it is that in cold water, a drop of molten glass, molten glass is dropped. Now, what happens is the drop of a circle and a tail. Now, the circle becomes so hard that even a bullet cannot shatter it. It requires 100,000 psi to shatter it. And a bullet also can't shatter. You hammer it, the head, nothing happens to it. Because what happens, the molten glass retracts inward and makes the outer perimeter strong. Now, what shatters is the tail. You just put a finger on the tail and the complete glass bulb will bust. How is it related to us, you and me? It's related to us that we need to be strong within. What the lady earlier was telling you, with whatever ways you want to do, make yourself stronger within. Make your mind stronger within. Don't let your doubts as a tail hang, because that is where you will have problems. That is where your uncertainties and fears and doubts arise. Make your core strong like the Rupert drop. You know, a door of a house is much smaller than the house. A lock is much smaller than the door. But to open the house, the key is the key. The key opens the door and the key makes you enter into the house. Ladies and gentlemen, be your key. The key is you. To open yourself or to close yourself is dependent on you and no one else. You know, we talk of knowledge. getting knowledge. Good, you should. Why should you not? Read people who write so well, understand what they've written. But there are two types of knowledge. One is a true knowledge and one is a chauffeur-driven knowledge. Now, I'll give you an example where I was reading one day that one physicist in early 19th century, yeah, I guess so, he won the Nobel Prize. And he used to move around with his chauffeur, giving a lot of lectures on quantum physics. So after some time, the chauffeur used to attend, of course, when the boss used to be talking about it. So the chauffeur told his boss that next time, whenever you give a lecture, you call for a lecture, I will give the lecture on quantum physics because I learned so much from you. And you sit in the audience wearing my chauffeur hat and enjoy it. So the physicist, to humor his chauffeur, he said, okay, next time going tomorrow, so you take the lecture on the quantum physics. So in a city X, the chauffeur in his tie, etc., went and gave a fantastic lecture on quantum physics while his boss was sitting wearing a chauffeur hat. So some very knowledgeable person got up from the audience and told him that, sir, asked him a question. So naturally, the chauffeur did not know a damn about the question. So he laughed and he said, oh my God, I thought the audience was intelligent, right? Okay, what we'll do is my chauffeur is sitting there. He will answer this question. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the chauffeur driven knowledge of what I read, what I hear. What you have to do is what you have to imbibe the real knowledge as applicable to you. There is no set piece format theorem which sets in your life. Your theorem is yours. My theorem is mine. I need to understand my theorem. I need to understand my equation. You need to understand your chemistry and your physics. There is something known as the circle of competence. A circle, a very plain circle. This is the circle of competence. It is not necessary how big the circle is between true knowledge and chauffeur driven knowledge. But you need to know the perimeter of the circle, however small or big it is. If you know something, you are an expert in it. If you do not know something, best is learn it. The choice remains with no one but you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would suggest in your life, be like a sponge. Value yourself. I got this rupee, 500 rupee, Indian rupee note in my hand. I crumple the hell out of it. I stump it, I throw it, etc., and disfigure it without tearing it, of course. But then I straighten it up and go to the market or the shop. The value remains 500 rupees, which I can purchase whatever I want of 500 rupees. You'll be crushed. You'll be humiliated. People will backstab you. They'll front stab you. Your value doesn't change. It is your value. Who the hell is bothered about anyone? You came alone, you went alone. The choice, ladies and gentlemen, remains with you and only you. You have to see what sets in your life. You don't have to copy anyone else's life. You can learn, but let me tell you, you will never learn like this. You will only learn when something happens to you. I may talk anything, or if someone may talk whatever it feels like, unless you don't face it, you will never learn. Unless you don't stumble, you will never learn. As children, as a child, we got up, we stumbled, we broke our legs, we had blooded elbows and knees, but we still got up and we still went. And today we are walking, damn it, because there was no word as quit that time in our vocabulary as a child. But unfortunately, what happens is, as we grow older, that word quit comes into our life. Please don't quit. Please get up, fight it out for yourself, no one else. Be like an OTP. Be like an OTP is sent to be used only once. Don't be used twice. Guys, it's your choice. Thank you very much. And thank you for your patient listening. Thanks, Phil John.
Thank you, Major General Rajesh. That was really also another inspiring presentation that you have given to us. Maybe those if for me watching it right now, like made me think like different things. Starting with the question that you had earlier, sir. But definitely for those who are watching live right now, you can share your thoughts in the comments, and you can put your questions as well. And sure, if you have a question, you can actually interact if you want. But that presentation is truly inspiring, and yeah, with the use
Most
of the
welcome, but I
alphabets,
don't have answers to everything.
I
I
see.
don't have
Well, that's
answers to
totally fine.
everything. I'm still finding the answers.
At least you could share your opinions, right? So
Yeah.
your own experience and point of view, right? So definitely, like,
See,
are there like books or articles that you really like that you wanted to share to like in relation to this topic that you have?
yeah. I want to share a book which I have read, reread, and now I'm studying it. The book's name is The Art of Clear Thinking. I don't know if you guys can make it out. It's in the Amazon. The Art of The Art of Thinking Clearly by Rolf Dobelli. Take this book. I'm now studying it. I've read it twice. I'm now studying it. I'm marking it, making my notes. So that is my advice. The rest choice is yours.
Mhm. All right,
The Art of
fantastic.
Thinking Clearly.
Well, definitely. Like the use of the alphabet was really fantastic as well. Like yes, truly. Like you so I've learned a new thing right now. Like you go alone. You came alone and you'll go alone. So you have to think for yourself primarily. Okay. And anything upcoming, sir? Anything like future events that you have, any speaking engagements or services that you
Yeah,
have?
Phil, I am a very busy corporate trainer. I'm a master trainer. And in fact, like I told you, I'm in Agra city, the Taj Mahal city. I just finished a session of 3 hours in the evening. I'm going back to my home tomorrow after 3 days. Then I'm again having a 2 day session. Then I go to certain places, colleges where MBA colleges where I have a whole day session. So I'm loving each part of my life now. I roam around, I meet people. I do not know if I influence them, but I meet a lot of people. I learn so much. I am on a learning curve, and I'm really enjoying it. It's my life like it's come back all over again. So,
Mm,
and I keep posting on LinkedIn. Anyone can log on and can add on and can interact with me on DM directly. No issues of conducting any sort of training uh, in a different modality. My training are actually pretty different because I put a lot of experiential learning into my training. After all, I've spent 38, 40 years of my life in the services, in the defense services. So my training is slightly different from the normal rut which I keep seeing on various social media platforms. So you're most welcome.
I see. I see. So you're pretty much very busy, but definitely as you have heard, guys, you are free to send a connection invite to Sir Rajesh Sahai and send a message to him. So as he mentioned, he might not be able to answer everything, but he will be able to share his personal experience and opinion to you. Definitely. So just shoot the message, and definitely it will be worth it. And to Anshu as well, don't forget to send connections to them and check on their social media accounts, and you'll see very helpful contacts within their profiles. All right, so that actually concludes today's webinar. I did not see any questions on any platforms, but again, if you were able to see the recorded session and uploaded this, we will upload this to YouTube. So if you are subscribed, you can watch the recorded session afterwards, and then you can still place comments there. And yeah, we will bring it to our guest speakers and we will answer it for you in case anything comes up. All right. Okay. And for our guest speakers, we really thank you for your time today and the efforts and the experience that you have bring because information is everywhere, right? But it's very unique when you share the information and your knowledge throughout your experience, like your personal experience. It becomes more valuable. It is like the knowledge becomes a treasure, not just a mere information. All right. So here in Let Us Talk It, that's what we share to give back to the community. And if anyone wanted to do a guest speaking, you are very welcome. If ever you are just starting or you are a steam guest speaker, if you have some free time that you can share to us, you are very welcome to join in. And with the steam speakers that we have right now, they have really given an effort to bring in this presentations. All right. So if just share my screen. So for future events, you can visit our website www.letustalkit.com, or you can contact us that information and also to this email info@letustalkit.com for any other inquiries, and also if you're interested in doing guest speaking. All right. So this concludes today's webinar. Thank you so much everyone for joining in, and for those who will be watching this recorded video, and appreciate you all. And we invite you again next Wednesday. We'll bring you 2 new topics that you can learn from, and it will still be the same exciting and valuable topics that we will give to you. So the same time, 12 noon to 1 p.m. Eastern time, and don't forget to join in so you wouldn't miss this very important knowledge sharing that we have. So thank you so much, guest speakers, Anshu and Sir Rajesh. And thank you for everyone. All the best and keep safe as always.
Thank you, Piljan. Thank you, Ms. Kasai. It was a pleasure listening to you.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, both.